Okay, let's get into this. Imagine a really quiet house. Not, peaceful quiet, but that kind of quiet that just feels heavy, expectant.
Huh.
Today, we're doing a deep dive into this incredibly moving story. It's from a source called The Daughter Who Left. And our mission, really, is to explore that subtle language of estrangement, but also maybe reconciliation. We're looking for those little moments, the aha moments that tell us something deeper about family, about vulnerability, and, the pull of home.
Yeah, and what's really fascinating, I think, is how one very personal story can just tap into these, well, universal experiences of connection or sometimes disconnection.
Yeah.
It really makes you ask, doesn't it? What actually happens when someone you love just sort of fades out of your daily life, leaves that silence?
That silence can be overwhelming.
Yeah.
So this story, it kicks off with this spark of hope, a promise. Simple words, but they carry so much weight. The daughter says, "I'll be there next weekend, Mama. Promise." Just like old times. You can almost feel the mother's heart just lift right.
Oh, absolutely. That phrase, just like old times, it's so loaded with memory and expectation.
And the mother, what she does next, it's so revealing. She gets out the calendar, circles the date in bright red, like it's a holiday. She cleans the whole house, not once, but twice, fluffs every cushion, gets out the good tea set, the one they never use, buys fresh flowers.
And the cake. You mentioned the cake.
Ah, the cake, yes. Her daughter's absolute favorite chocolate with raspberry filling, exactly how she liked it as a kid. I mean, every single thing she does is just pure hope, pure anticipation.
It's this beautiful, almost ritualistic display of hope, isn't it? But then comes Saturday and
Yeah.
Sunday. And the source describes the sunlight sort of fading, turning into disappointment. That proud cake starting to look a bit sad.
Yeah, that slow, quiet realization no one was coming. It's not just disappointment, is it? It's that specific ache of hope that's been built up so high only to vanish.
Exactly. The waiting itself becomes the wound.
Yeah.
Sometimes that waiting, that uncertainty, is harder than a definite no.
You're right. And in that quiet, the mother starts this internal battle. She tries calling, leaves voicemails, trying to sound cheerful, rehearsing reasons in her head not to be hurt,
Right.
actually talking to the silence, saying things like, "Oh, she's just busy, young people, they have their lives, I shouldn't expect so much."
That rationalization. It's a coping mechanism, isn't it? Trying to shield herself. We build these narratives like she's just busy because the alternative feels too painful. But it doesn't always work, does it? Underneath, that self-doubt starts to creep in. Did I do something wrong? Was it that argument last Christmas? That look I gave her.
Oh, that's rough. Regret just clinging to her.
It's a common pattern in estrangement, that internal blame. When there's no communication, the person left waiting often fills the silence with self-criticism because there's no other explanation readily available.
And here's where it gets, well, truly heartbreaking for me. Even after that huge letdown, the waiting doesn't actually stop. It just changes. It becomes this ritual. Every weekend, she still cleans, just in case. She makes tea for two.
Still making tea for two. Yeah.
Yeah, and the porch light. She leaves the porch light on every night. The source says, not because she believed anymore, but because she didn't know how to turn it off.
That porch light.
Yeah.
It becomes more than just hope, doesn't it? It's almost like a stubborn refusal to let go completely, a physical anchor against the emptiness. It's a small act, but it says, despite everything, the possibility is still here. A quiet little defiance.
A defiance against the silence. And while she's waiting, the house itself, it almost feels like another character. The source puts it beautifully. The house didn't speak, but it remembered. You can almost hear the echoes, can't you? Little kid footsteps, dancing, music late at night, arguments, apologies, laughter.
It's like a vessel holding all that shared history.
Exactly. And her daughter's room especially, it's untouched. Dust is settling, sure, but everything else is exactly as she left it. Forgotten trophies, a photo of them, younger, happier maybe, a pink sweater still on a chair, an old sketchbook, those glow-in-the-dark stars on the ceiling.
A frozen moment. And the way the mother interacts with that room, or rather doesn't interact, is so telling. She stands in the doorway, apparently, often,
Yeah.
but never goes inside. Like it's sacred ground, or maybe just too painful. Trespassing on a memory.
Yeah, like disturbing a ghost.
Could even be a kind of magical thinking, you know?
Yeah.
If I keep the space the same, maybe reality will somehow follow suit. Maybe she'll come back to fill it.
That makes sense.
And that silence in the house, it's described as heavy, like it tangles around her feet, slows her down, whispering these questions. What happened? Did I say too much? Or maybe not enough.
Oof. Constantly replaying things. Their last conversation. The daughter's voice sounding bright and busy, telling her, "You worry too much, Mama."
That disconnect. And the mother leaving the room untouched, believing, maybe subconsciously, that if the house stayed the same, her daughter might remember the way home.
Which sets the stage perfectly for what happens next.
Yeah.
This quiet, almost anticlimactic climax. It's a Thursday. It's raining. The mother's just folding towels. Ordinary life. Then a knock. Just two soft, hesitant taps.
Not a confident knock at all.
No, hesitant. You can just imagine her freezing, her heart suddenly loud in the quiet house. The source says the taps come again. Softer this time, like a question instead of a statement.
Oh, wow.
Her walk to the door is slow, filled with, well, everything. Fear, hope, longing, this cautious ache.
That cautious ache perfectly captures it. Hope mixed with the fear of being hurt again.
She opens the door, and it's her daughter. Older, thinner, soaked from the rain, hair plastered to her face. But the eyes, those familiar eyes, full of something the mother can't quite read. Pain, regret, just time.
And that silence between them then, the source says it was louder than the rain. Just hanging there. Years of unspoken things.
Yeah. Then the daughter, just barely audible, "Hi, Mama."
So simple.
And the mother's response is just stepping aside. No big drama, no immediate hug, no flood of tears, just space, an invitation, an opening.
That quiet acceptance is incredibly powerful. Sometimes, maybe most times, what the heart needs isn't explanation or apology, just presence. Just that open door.
The daughter comes in slowly. The source says it's like she's entering a museum of her own life, noticing nothing's changed, but feeling like everything has changed.
That internal shift. The world looks the same, but you're different.
And then she says it, this raw confession. "I didn't know how to come back. I waited too long. And then I thought maybe you wouldn't want me anymore."
Oh, that fear.
Yeah.
That she'd finally close the door herself.
But the mother, she just takes her daughter's hand, cold, wet, trembling, and says, "You're here now."
Cuts through everything, doesn't it? All the years, all the whys.
Yeah.
Just presence. You're here now.
Yeah.
That's what matters.
So they end up at the kitchen table, like two travelers who had taken different roads, finally in the same place, but maybe unsure of the territory. The air is thick, not with anger, but just history.
Unfinished business. Shared memories, good and bad.
And the mother, her actions are so gentle. She gets a towel, dry socks, makes tea, and significantly uses the same mismatched cups from years ago.
But the little details, they matter.
Crucially, no questions asked. Not "where were you?" Not "why didn't you call?" She just lets the silence be until the daughter breaks it.
Creating that safe space.
Yeah.
Allowing her daughter to speak when she's ready.
And she does. The daughter explains, "I thought of you every day," but admits the more time passed, the harder it got to come back. She talks about freezing up when trying to call, feeling like she had to have everything figured out first.
That pressure we put on ourselves. Needing to present the fixed version before we can reconnect. It's a huge barrier.
Then the mother shares her side, her vulnerability. "I wasn't angry, just hurt." She says, "I didn't know if you were okay. I kept thinking I must have done something wrong, said too much, or not enough."
Wow, that mutual vulnerability. Both feeling inadequate, both carrying that weight of, what if it was my fault?
Yeah.
That mirroring is so important for mending things. It validates the other person's hidden struggle.
Exactly. And the real turning point, I think, is the mother's gentle correction. You didn't need to figure it all out, she says. You just needed to come home.
Simple, profound, removes that impossible expectation.
The daughter then admits her deepest fear. I thought if I stayed away long enough, you'd stop waiting.
And the mother's response, reaching across the table, I never stopped.
Chills. I never stopped.
That's the core of it, isn't it? That enduring hope, love that persists beyond absence, beyond explanation.
So what does it all mean? It's not about some big dramatic apology scene. It's just tea and honesty and the slow, quiet work of rebuilding trust, word by word.
Building bridges again.
And that symbolic offer, finally, to bake the chocolate raspberry cake now, and the daughter saying, let me help, that shared action.
Yeah, not just receiving, but participating in the healing. It signifies a shift, a move towards partnership again. Not fireworks, just making cake together.
And that night, you see these little signs of healing starting. The daughter actually stays, helps with the dishes, asks for blankets for her old room. The mother sees the light go on under her daughter's door. Just that sliver of light brings this immense sense of peace after all that darkness.
The waiting is finally over.
Exactly. Which leads to this powerful symbolic moment. The mother goes outside and turns off the porch light. For the first time in months.
Such a simple action, but it speaks volumes. The vigil is over. She's home.
The next morning feels different. Smell of coffee, 2 mugs on the table. The daughter comes out, still a bit groggy and quiet. But the silence between them now, it isn't distant or awkward. It's described as gentle.
The quality of silence has changed. It's comfortable now, companionable, filled with the normal sounds of a home again. Coffee brewing, spoons clinking, toast.
Yeah, the sounds of healing. Later, the daughter finds her old sketchbook, starts flipping through it, even laughs softly at a terrible cat drawing she did.
Reconnecting with her younger self in that space.
And she says, I forgot how much this house remembers.
And the mother's reply. Perfect echo of her own persistence. It never stopped.
The house held on to the memories, just like she did. This shared space becomes a bridge, reminding them of the good times, helping them navigate from past pain towards now.
It shows how physical places can really anchor us to our past, but also help us find our way forward.
And then the final act. So simple, so moving. The mother goes to the calendar. She uncircles that old, faded red date from months ago. Then she takes the pen and draws a new circle. A small one. Around tomorrow. A quiet promise. Tomorrow. What does that tell us about moving on?
It tells us that healing isn't about pretending the past didn't happen. You acknowledge the pain, uncircling the old date does that. But you don't stay there. Circling a new date tomorrow, it's an active choice. It's saying, okay, that was then, this is now. We are starting again consciously from this point forward.
Yeah.
Brings up a really important question for all of us, actually. How do we shift from just dwelling on past hurts to actively, consciously building a different future with the people we care about?
It seems it's about choosing hope, maybe. One small step, one quiet promise at a time, like drawing that circle.
Exactly. It's about agency, taking that step.
And the story closes with this beautiful image, and the door, like the heart, was still open. Wow. We've really journeyed through a lot in this deep dive, haven't we? From that deep ache of waiting to this very quiet, very tentative mending. This story, The Daughter Who Left, it just perfectly captures, I think, the resilience of love and the massive understated power of just showing up, of presence.
It really does. And the universal things we can take away.
Yeah.
Gosh, how hard it is to reach out when you've been gone a long time. The sheer courage it takes to come back. And of course, that incredible endurance of a mother's hope. It underlines how sometimes the smallest, most honest gestures, a hesitant knock, taking someone's hand, they can say more than years of explanation. They can start the healing.
So for you listening, this deep dive, it offers a lot to reflect on about family, about forgiveness, maybe about the silences in our own lives. Perhaps the biggest question it leaves us with is this: what door in your own life might still be waiting to be opened? Or perhaps, what light might you need to leave on for someone?